Alright, so with 1 and 2 there was more heavy lifting. A lot more to go through on those two problems. This one I think you'll see is a little more straightforward. So it says men at a gym were offered a free body fat percentage test and the results are shown below. Right, so this is what we refer to as a histogram. And what a histogram shows you is it shows you quantities or amounts for different categories. So for instance, there's men's body fat percentage. They've got it labeled so 6% to 9% to 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24. So how of our little sample here, how many guys had a body fat percentage between 6 and 9? So I just looked to see how tall that column is, and it looks like there's 4. From 9 to 12, looks like 7. From 12 to 15, again, this is body fat percentage. There was 9 guys. From 15 to 18, looks like there was 14. And then from 18 to 21, looks like there was 8. From 21 to 24, looks like there was 6. Right? How many total people is that? Well, if we add up 4 plus 7 plus 9 plus 14 plus 8 plus 6, what we'll end up getting is there's actually a total of 48. Now remember that the median, right, where would the median be? So the median, remember the median is the middle. So if we lined all 48 guys up and we said, okay, well, who's the middle guy? The middle guy, what would his body fat percentage be? And by looking at this is fairly symmetric. So you might even just kind of eyeball it and say, well, it looks like the middle is probably going to be between 15 and 18 because we have this peak here, and for the most part, it looks roughly symmetric. That the left side looks very similar to the right side. And between 15 and 18 would be a good guess, but we want to do more than just guess. We want to come up with a more accurate estimate. So the long way of doing this, and you don't have to write all this down, I already did this for you in a way, is that if we represented a mark for every single person that's there. So we said there was 4 guys that was in between 6 and 9. So there's my 1, 2, 3, 4. What I don't know is this guy, does he have 6%, 7%? Is it, do they all have 9%? So I don't know actually the precise or exact number. I just know the group or the category that they're in. So there's 4 of those guys. You know how we find the median or the middle is we just kind of start this process of starting on one end and then kind of canceling until we find the middle. Well, you don't have to watch me do all of that. I already kind of did that. So if I counted down to the middle, what you'll notice is that I got down to 2 that were left over in the middle, and then we would end up taking the average of those 2. Well, you notice that the middle occurs in that 15 to 18 category. So that is what's going to be our answer there, is that the median is going to fall in this category right there, the middle, right? We said there was 48 total guys, right? So if you said, well, 48, what's the middle person there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, but then it ends up being halfway in between there. So there's actually a shortcut. So instead of writing all that out, there's actually a shortcut for that. It's n plus 1 divided by 2, right? N represents the total number of data points. So for in this case, we had 48. And then if we add 48 plus 1, all right, so somebody just walked in and I talked to him for like 5 minutes and I have no idea what I was saying. Well, I mean, I do actually, but we'll pick it up. But I just don't remember what I was saying before I paused it. But basically, this is the long way. You don't want to write all this stuff out. So we have kind of a little quick and easy formula for us. 48 plus 1 gives us 49, and then if we divide that by 2, it tells me 24.5. Now that doesn't tell me 24.5, 24.5 guys or 24.5% body fat. That tells me the position of the middle, right? This tells me the median, or position of the middle person, of middle individual or person. So, if we had, and that makes sense, right? Because so there's our 24.5 right there, is that we take the average of the two. Now, how could I have done that without doing all this? Well, go back to your numbers here. 4 plus 7, we're saying that if we use this formula, it tells us that the 24, somewhere between 24 and 25, that would give us our middle person. Well, there's 4 people, so 7 more makes 11, and then 9 more makes 20, and then 14 more makes 34 on the other side of the little hump here, right? So if we're looking for, if this represents, up to that point, represents 20 people, and then after this point represents 34, well, 24 is in between 20 and 34, so again, it would need to be somewhere in that section. So a couple different ways that you can prove that or show that. This is the longer way. This is the shorter way. If you didn't have that many numbers, this wouldn't be too bad to do it this way. But in this case, we had 40. What did we say? 48. So you probably wouldn't want to do it that way, right? So we're just looking for the middle, right? All right. So pause here and try number 3 on the right side.